Welcome to the Wokest Warren, where we have the wokest discourse. We're having a flashback today with the open cupboards we got over here. There's just a couple things that I wanted to talk about. And, okay, so in no particular order, I am absolutely appalled the way that Amy Acton threw trans kids under the bus. Like, I'm not the first person to say this, but I think as many people as possible need to be saying it. That there was absolutely no need for Amy Acton to go way far out of her way and say, for no reason whatsoever, out of nowhere, just, oh yeah, and by the way, I don't think trans, I guess, and this is the part that's fucking weird. It's like they're okay with trans boys playing sports, but they don't want trans girls playing sports, which just goes to show you it's all wrapped up in the fucking patriarchy. Anyway, I was going to vote for Amy Acton because I thought that she would be a reasonable governor, and of course I'm not voting for a Republican. But until she apologizes for the statement that she made about trans kids, and I want to put this into perspective. I don't give a shit about sports, okay? Most trans kids don't give a shit about sports. Like, most trans kids are not even trying to play sports because they have other shit going on in their lives. 1 in 5 trans kids this year will attempt suicide. You know, it's all about pro-life this and pro-life that with these Republicans. But when it comes down to, like, kids that are actually dying, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about those kids. If you care so much about kids, then why are you not, like, supporting trans kids playing sports? You know, like, anything that's going to be a healthy, good outlet for their mental health and their physical health and their social well-being. Athletics can be very positive in kids' lives. However, we also know that there are some athletic cultures at certain schools, on certain teams, for certain sports that are highly toxic. For example, a guy I went to school with of the name Zico Millen. This was at Ursuline. He was 2 years ahead of me. He was a senior when I was a sophomore, and we had drama together. Anyway, he went to Cleveland State to play soccer. And that soccer team was so toxic that they got indicted for felonies for gang rape. Like, the soccer team just went out and raped young women in the CSU dorms because they had this attitude that, you know, they were more important than everybody else. You know, that they could just rape whoever they wanted to and there would be no consequences. We see a lot of that these days. You know, and that's what I wanted to say about Graham Plattner. Okay, like, the big breaking news is that he's a rapist. Okay, who is surprised? Is anyone surprised? If you are surprised by this, you're stupid. You're just fucking stupid. The man had a Nazi tattoo. He worked for Blackwater. And you just think this guy's never raped anybody before? Like, you do know the rates of rape and sexual assault that happen in this country. And you should know that military incursions are very, very scientifically, famously, historically associated with mass rape. Okay? So you want to tell me this guy gets a Nazi tattoo and is a fucking mercenary and he's never raped anybody before? I think that just goes with the territory. I just think it's like you have to vet people for that, obviously, because I mean, would you blindly choose a Catholic priest to endorse without checking to find out, maybe doing some research to see if he sexually assaulted anyone? And even then, it might be a bad idea because maybe they just haven't come forward yet. And I'm fucking serious about this shit. There is so much rape that happens in America every single day that we just treat it like it's fucking normal. And I'm tired of it. You know, it's like I am going to call rape culture out where I see it. And now it's Maine, so I never had an opinion one way or the other about any of it. Susan Collins is fucking trash, but so is every single member of the Senate. Where do people think that they're gonna get some senator that's gonna make anything better? The best you're gonna get is Bernie. The best you're gonna get, and they're gonna do everything they can to make sure that there are no more Bernies. So I don't know. I mean, especially after Fetterman had a stroke and turned into a conservative, people should know you're not going to get some progressive in the Senate. It's just not going to happen. Why? Because the Senate is not set up for progressive candidates to even be able to run for those offices. Yeah, I expect an apology from Amy Acton. I'm not gonna let this go. If I have the opportunity to see her in person or meet her, that is going to be the first thing that I'm going to discuss with her. If I'm ever in a room with Amy Acton, I am going to be sure to let her know how I feel about her betrayal of trans kids. I think it takes a person of pretty weak moral character to... I mean, what if she had said, like, I just think it's really good that these diabetic kids don't get their medicine. You're just gonna take out, like, a vulnerable subgroup of the population and just, like, put them up for ridicule or attack. They're vulnerable as it is. I don't understand why anybody gives a fuck about trans people. If you hate trans people and you're like, I don't believe in that, or whatever your beef is, and it's fine. Why do you care? Like, you know, there's a thing called furries where people, I don't even understand it, okay? I'm not going to tell you what furries are because I don't even understand what they are. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to sex and gender, people have a lot of different ideas, and you will find that every woman that you talk to has a different definition of what it means to be a woman. Just the same way every man you talk to will tell you what it means to be a man. I don't know about non-binary people, what they tell, because it's never come up in conversation. I only know a couple of non-binary people, and it's never come up in conversation. So non-binary people, feel free to add in the comments if you agree that all non-binary people would pretty much have their own interpretation of what gender means to them, why would you care? Like, if my next door neighbor is like really particular about a certain type of pickup truck and he has like a lift kit on it, I don't give a fuck. What do I care? It's not my truck. I don't even drive it. It's not my business. I'm not gonna wake up every day and be like, fuck that guy. Fuck him and his truck too. Fuck that truck. That truck is bullshit. Fuck him. It's like, what are you that bitter in your life that like this is what you focus on? I don't get it, but I'm gonna make a problem about it whenever I can. There was definitely something else I wanted to tell you about, but I gotta think about it a minute. All right, never mind. I can't think of what it is. I'll just have to get back to you later with that. Thanks for listening.